guys, and welcome back to Wonderless Keva. And today I have a special treat for you. I know I have been doing a few videos. I always have a little gap in between. And for those that don't know, I am pregnant. Yeah, it's almost time. I'm in my last trimester. It's almost time. So I'm getting back into doing my videos. I just recently did a little intro. So I want to I want to be a little bit more active with my YouTube channel. So today, I know a lot of you don't know me very well, and I sent a message to my WhatsApp, my Instagram, my Facebook, asking persons to ask me anything that you like. It doesn't matter what the topic is, just send a question, one question per person. And I got a few questions, and today I'm going to answer them for you. So this is what this episode gonna be about. So I'm gonna try not to do any edits, so you're gonna get the raw version. And here we go. So first question, I'm not gonna mention the persons that have ask these questions. I'm just going to say the question now. If they want to mention themselves, you can mention down in the comment section below. So the first question that I have here, these are in no particular order, by the way. So I'm just gonna say the questions. So I think I have about 15 or 16 questions, and I'm going to try to answer them as soon as possible so that this video doesn't be so long and drawn out. So are you ready? Because I'm ready. I'm excited about these questions. Excited to get your responses and to get to know me. For you to get to know me, Wonderless Keva, a little bit more. So the first question is, do you have any cravings during your pregnancy? So I know when I asked this question, told persons to ask me a question that my pregnancy was going to be majority of the questions being asked. So the answer to that question, in the beginning, no, but coming down to the end, for some reason I have a craving for icy drinks, like slushes from the gas station. I would make cups home just so that I could have something icy. For those who don't know what is cup, you basically make Kool-Aid and you put it in a plastic cup and you let it freeze overnight or however long until it's frozen, and you just eat it just like that. It's so good. Also daiquiris, and I'm always an ice cream lover. I love milky drinks actually, but I've been having a craving for like slush kind of fruity drinks lately. Okay. So second question, what tips do you recommend for first-time entrepreneurs? Once again, for those that don't know, I'm a new entrepreneur myself. Last year, August, I officially started working for myself. I'm self-employed. I have a baby and maternity business. So we sell baby clothing, baby supplies, maternity clothing, maternity supplies. And as of this year, we had an addition where we have rentals, like throwing chairs, baby boxes, dessert stands, backdrops, and stuff like that. And we also now do setups. So what I recommend is for you to not try to wait until you have all your money together, because most likely, if you try to do that, you probably would never get started. So the purpose of being an entrepreneur is you have to start from somewhere. And I recommend you, you obviously need some sort of funds, but don't try to think it too deep. Even if you just get a few $100s together, start the business from small, and eventually you grow to the level that you want to be. And just be creative, be you. You could always ask for help. Don't be afraid to ask for help. ask a lot of questions to persons that are entrepreneurs, because they can give you tips on what problems they may have occurred, things that you don't have to go through being a new entrepreneur. So that is my answer to that question. So the third question is, what do you think is most important to make a marriage work? So my question to that, I would say the number one thing to make a marriage work would definitely be communication. That's my opinion. And I say that because if you aren't able to communicate with each other, talk to each other, tell each other how you feel, what you like, what you don't like, you lose that sense of trust. And once trusting there, then everything tends to fall apart. So once you can trust and once you communicate, then you trust and you understand someone, and basically your marriage should, I feel like your marriage should work once you're able to do that. So number 4, are you going to share your baby's story or journey with us? So of course, we all know I'm not a very private person with everything, but some things I tend to keep a bit personal until I feel like I'm ready to share. So at this time, I can share parts of my pregnancy, but I'm not ready to share my full pregnancy experience. But the questions that were asked, I think they're okay enough for me to answer today. But I think maybe another video coming up soon, you would be able to we can get a little more personal. So yeah, that's the answer to that. The next question is number 5. Can you remember your first time traveling? And I do not remember the first time actually traveling, but the first time that I can remember was with my mom and my sisters and my stepdad and a few other family friends. We went on a trip. I think it was in Florida, and we did a little shopping. We had some fun, and that was the first trip that I can remember, because I hardly traveled, only to the island in my teen years. I remember going to Eleuthera because my grandmother is from Eleuthera, Tappan Bay. To those who know about Tappan Bay, that's in Eleuthera, one of our family islands. But other than that, I hardly went away, really and truly. But I was told that when I was a little baby that I went away about 2 times before. But like I say, I don't remember those. So yeah, that's the answer to that one. But now, as we all know, my husband loved to travel, and now I'm fond of traveling. I love it. I'm addicted. So we do a lot of traveling. Well, we can't travel much now due to COVID, but for the greater part of our marriage, we've been doing a lot of traveling. So yeah. Number 6. What is the name of your favorite coworker? Now, this person know they're my favorite coworker. I don't even know why they want to ask this. My favorite ex-coworker, because I don't have any coworkers now. But Naisha, yes, you're my favoriteest, bestest coworker. So that's the answer to that question. The next question, number 7. What would you describe as the meaning of love? Now that is a good question. And what I describe as the meaning of love is definitely a feeling, but it doesn't only include feelings. it has actions to go along with that also. So that same feeling that you have, the actions got to back that up. So basically I feel like love is something that we express, and something that we would do anything for someone or something that we love. Some people may even go as deep as saying they'll die for the person that they love. And it really depends. It really depends on the person who we're talking about. But for me, when I love someone or something, I go hard for it. I show it. You don't have to second guess that. And I think that's really what love is. Love. I don't want to use this. I don't want to use the phrase that people use, but where they say love is patient and love is kind. That's so cheesy, but really and truly, love is really sometimes accepting a person for who they are. Sometimes it's you may not like a person, a personal trait of someone, I should say, because if you love someone, whether they have good traits or bad traits, you're still gonna love them regardless. It's just a matter of accepting and learning the person and finding ways to be able to cope with that person. But love doesn't fade away. It's always there. So I feel like once you love that person and it's true love, it'll never go away. So that's my definition of love. I'm sure everyone has a different definition, a different way that they express love, a different way that they would want to be loved. But yeah, I just feel like love is something that never ends, that you can't live without, and you would do anything for. So next question is, how do you manage your business and pregnancy, doing delivery and setup, etc.? So my answer to that is really planning. I would kind of say planning. You kind of have to know and make up in your mind that, hey, okay, this time is for family, this time is for work, and you're gonna have to, especially dealing with a pregnancy, you're gonna have to be able to balance it, because you don't want to overwork yourself and something end up happening to you or your baby due to stress or overstretching or anything like that. But like I say, with my business, I now do setups for persons. Well, I've always been doing deliveries, but deliveries isn't so bad because you kind of basically just sitting in the car and dropping off items to persons. But the setting up part may be a little bit more tedious. But I always try to carry someone with me to help me. Most of the time it's my daughter or my husband, when he is able to, because he's obviously has his full-time job. But most of my setups are on the weekends, so he's able to help and then she's able to help. School is closed, so that's how it's working now. But I basically try to plan my day out before I actually go out. So my deliveries wouldn't really start like first thing as I open in the morning. I would figure out who all wants a delivery, message persons, follow up with persons in the morning, and when they are ready for delivery, then I will go and take it to them. Most persons that want a delivery is really willing whenever you're ready, or they usually contact you on the days that they are available for the delivery, or they just are at work and I can just bring it to them and they basically dash outside. In terms of the setting up part, like I say, it's on the weekends. I always have someone to come with me to help me if need be. So yeah, that's how I do that. So the next question is, how did you meet your hubby. So there's actually a difference between the first time I saw him and the first time I actually communicated. So it all depends on what you're referring to as meet. But the first time I saw him was at the hospital. My daughter was in the hospital. She was about 3 months. She was there for about a week. And yes, I was there with her father. And my husband is a police, of course, for those who don't know. He came to see my daughter's father for some particular reasons. And so the conversation wasn't necessarily with me. He really came for my daughter's father at that time. But no, we were not in any relationships or anything from then forward. As a matter of fact, after that day and everything was resolved, my baby's father and I usually went partying a lot, and we usually went into Charlie's Club. And for those who knows, my husband knows that he also partied a lot, and he sometimes worked in the clubs in the nighttime. So when I actually saw him, I used to be like, I used to be showing my daughter's father him, like, oh, see the guy there who locked you up for particular reasons. I was like, see the guy there, we used to be hailing him and everything. And it's so funny because after he saw us a lot, and he was just a hail, they used to dap and everything. But eventually me and my daughter's father relationship was starting to go downhill, so I started just going with my friends instead of him. So I guess my hubby noticed the change and decided to make his move. So one of the times he saw me and I was in my phone, and he was like, oh, you gotta come out that phone from messaging that man. So I was like okay. So he did it, and he like kept on saying things, I guess, to get my attention. And I really and truly at that point, I was not interested in him. He believes from the get-go that he had me, and I know I like him and all of these stuff, which was so false. My friends knew the truth and how I felt. I just wasn't interested. And he asked me for my number. I don't remember if I gave him my number. Oh, what happened was I told him to give me his number, and I put it in my friend's phone because my phone ended up dying. So I never actually called. Came to the club another time, and he was like, oh, you ain't never called me, this and that. He was like, well, I can get your number now. So he's making sure that I don't swing him. So he put my number in his phone, and Blackberries were out then. And he made sure BBM me right on the spot so he don't get swing this time, because I used to be ducking him, really and truly. When I see him in the club, I used to be like, oh, see the boy there, see him now, see the man now. So anyway, that's how that went. But he swear to you that from the get-go, everything, he had me on lock, but he was so wrong. But yeah, so if you want to say meet as in have a conversation, the first time would be in Charlie's Club. That was a long answer. So the next question is, what are your views on taking the vaccine? Which is a good question. And really and truly, my views on it it's really to each his own. If you want to do it, go ahead, take the vaccine. It's your life, your body. You make your choices for you. But for me, at this time, I feel like I'm pregnant. I don't know what is in the vaccine, what symptoms it could give me or my baby. So I choose not to take it. And I'm not sure if pregnant women are allowed to take it, but that was definitely something I didn't want to do, and I'm not going to do. until I see the need to have to do it. Now, I am supposed to be going on a girls trip next year. I don't know. It's supposed to be a cruise, and I believe cruises are making it mandatory for you to take the vaccine. But I'm gonna wait until the last possible moment to not have to take the vaccine if possible. That's just my opinion, but I've heard people say so many different things about it. I've heard people say when you take the vaccine, it actually makes you sick. I've heard persons say nothing happened to them. I've heard persons say they still got sick after taking the vaccine. It was so much stories and so much different things. I don't know what to believe, who to believe. But my choice is not to take it. But if I do take it, it will definitely be a few months after I would have already had my baby. So that's my take on that. Another thing is, I saw a video. I had posted it on my WhatsApp before. Even though I don't want to take it for the same reasons that I mentioned, at the end of the day, I thought this video was very true, even though it was done in a funny way. The guy was like, the vaccine doesn't cure you of COVID. It doesn't prevent you from getting the COVID, but it decreases your chances of getting it. And it decreases your chances of, if you were to get it, how sick basically you can be. So I thought that made sense. And he drew an illustration to say, even though you may wear your seatbelt, at the end of the day, that doesn't mean if you get in an accident, you still won't die. So it's this. And then another example he was saying was, even though you may, I think he said, even though you may wear a condom or may take birth control, that doesn't necessarily mean you won't get pregnant, which is all true. Because persons are believing that if they take this vaccine, that, hey, I shouldn't get corona, I shouldn't be able to spread corona, I shouldn't anything. But it's not, they never, at least I've never heard them say that once you get this vaccine, you are free, COVID resistant, you'll never get COVID. They didn't say that. They just says that it decreases your chances. And just like any other vaccines, we've been taking shots really and truly from childbirth. You have your 3-month shot, your 1 year, and whatever else it is. I don't remember. My daughter is going to be 12, so this whole pregnancy is like almost new to me again. I don't remember it all, but yeah, that's my views on it. So if I have to take it, I would, but I'm just not gonna do it right now at this moment. Like I say, until a few months after I would have had my baby, then I would go and do it. So yeah, that's my answer to that. Next question: who is your favorite celebrity and why? Now well, I can't say that. To those who do know me, everyone should be able to answer that question. But to those who don't, my favorite celebrity obviously is Beyonce. Why? Because she's like me. Beautiful, fair. She's confident. What else? She's creative. Like if you watch her videos and the way how she does things, you would see, like, my husband took me on a trip to her concert right before we got married, and that was the best concert ever. Like from start to finish, she's a performer, she is entertaining, like she's just great. She's the best woman, what do I call it, she's the best woman celebrity out there. Like, that's just my opinion. But I just feel like we have a lot in common. And yeah, that's my favorite celebrity. Next question. Will you go again? No, I would not go again. They're referring to pregnancy, I'm pretty sure. And like I said, my daughter is going to be 12 at the end of this month. And we are only having this particular baby now because we want to have one together. But I believe if we actually had a child together already, then that would just be that one child and that would have been it. But I just feel like as a couple, you should have at least one child together. And I have a daughter, she's going to be 12. He has a son, he's going to be 12 in November. So we were not particular as to what gender it was or anything like that. So whatever God blesses us with, we're quite happy with, and that is it, and that is all. So the next question is, how was pregnancy so far? So my pregnancy started off, well, I didn't know I was pregnant until about a month. I started seeing signs, but it was fine until the second month. I became very, very, when I say very, if I could stretch very from here to Inagua, I would do that. It was very horrible because I was really sick from the second month till about the fourth, almost fifth month. I was sick like every day, all day. Can't eat. Everything I eat, I vomit. Everything I drink, I vomit. So, I was weak. You all know I already slim, right? I lost weight on top of that. And I know my husband was stressed out during that time too, because I couldn't do much. So he had to take on a lot of my work, doing deliveries and stuff for persons, because I weren't able to go. I was too weak. And of course you're gonna need that money to be coming in. So he took on a lot of that, and I'm thankful for him for that. He was very helpful with me. He, like, every day was going for food that I was just bringing right back up, even when I eat it. And then only particular foods I wanted to eat, like soups and stuff like that. And it was horrible. And it's actually the same as with my daughter. I was really sick with her. But the difference is I was sick the whole time with her versus me actually going to a complete halt with the sickness, with the vomiting, in about my fifth month. Like, it just stopped. But with my daughter, from I found out I was pregnant with her about 2 months, I vomit straight until Labor Day. So, but this pregnancy is this is better, because just that alone, just me being able to stop being sick at least, was very good for me. So the next question, what is your deepest fear? It's question number 14. So, like I said, I'm not ready to tell you guys about the whole experience of my pregnancy, but I can give you just a short smidget detail as to what happened. And basically, I had 2 miscarriages in 2020. So my deepest fear right now is for this pregnancy to at me being at this point. Like I said, on my last trimester, and my deepest fear would be to have another loss. So that is my deepest fear at this point. And yeah, but I'm not going to go into much details now. Like I say, I may do a video when I'm up to it, when I'm feeling it, and I may give you some more details. But yeah, that's my most deepest fear at this point. So we have 2 more questions. Question number 15. How do you balance it all? Wife, mother, boss. So similar to another question what was here already. Basically, I think it's the strength of a woman, really. Us women really, I feel like we have like a superpower. Because I don't think men, even though men may be stronger per se than we are physically, I don't think they're able to deal with the things that us as women are able to deal with overall. And especially being a mother, I don't think men are able to really deal with that as much as we can. Now, they may be good on their jobs, but when they come home dealing with kids, I don't think they're capable of doing all of that like we are. But to balance it all, like I said in the previous question, it was a bit similar. You basically have to know the time and the place. Meaning, okay, I know that I have a family, so I know that I can't neglect my family. So even though I might want to have money and want to be able to pay my bills on time and so on and so forth, I'm going to have to make the time, set aside what time I'm going to have for work, what time I'm going to have for my family, and what time I'm going to have for my husband, because that's important as well. So it's really knowing when and being able to plan. So you may say, okay, I open from 9 to 7, basically every day. I do not close. Seeing that I don't have a storefront, so every day I would work, but I would say, okay, even though I do work every day, on a Sunday, I would dedicate more time to my family or my husband. And the nighttime, I know, even though I close at 7, there are customers that still message you beyond that time. Sometimes I respond back if I'm able to, but if I'm dealing with my family, I'm cooking or I'm cleaning or something like that, then they're just gonna have to wait until the next day. You're gonna have to be able to cut off when you need to. You're gonna have to spend time with your family and with your spouse. So because you don't want any of them to feel neglected, or you don't want miscommunication to happen or anything of that sort. So but it's basically the strength of a woman, you being able to balance all of these different things. Sometimes you may end up having to deal with 2 of them at once, or maybe all at once, but you get it done. So yeah, that's my answer to that question. And number 16, the last question. On a scale of 1 to 10, what numbers would you give your pregnancy experience between your kids? So this is similar to another question I have already answered as well. My daughter, like I said, she's going to be 12. With that pregnancy, I was sick from the 2nd month straight up until I had her, and I was full term. And basically, like I say, I vomit the whole time and I spit the whole time. I used to carry around a cup, and I barely went anywhere. I lost weight in that pregnancy as well. But for the most part, at least I didn't have any issues with the pregnancy itself. So I would rate the pregnancy with my daughter a 5, because I really didn't enjoy my pregnancy. I really didn't have the support, especially coming down to the end that I wanted. I didn't have the support when I had her that I would have liked to have. But thank God for life, and she was healthy. So I still give it a 5 because of the whole experience. My labor wasn't good, and the pregnancy was a lot of sickness. So versus this particular pregnancy, being sick, I'd say about half the time. Now I'm able to enjoy my pregnancy. I actually spit a lot in this pregnancy also, but that kind of died down as well. Mostly just in the nighttime, I still do that, but the puking has stopped. Once that puking stop, I feel like I could do this. Nah, I ain't gonna tell no lie. I didn't have the back pains that I had with my daughter's, with the pregnancy with my daughter in the nighttime like I do with this one. I heard they say boys give you back pain. I don't know how true it is, but I am experiencing that. But I rather that any day than to be puking and to be weak and all these other stuff. So I give this pregnancy an 8 compared to my daughter a 5, because I think I'm enjoying this one a lot more, and I have the support that I want. And yeah, so that is the end of all the questions. Thanks to all you guys that participated. I appreciate you guys. I hope you enjoyed and you get to know me a little bit more. But that is basically it. So you guys enjoy, and don't forget to share this video and to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Have a good day. Bye.